Hi, welcome to MJT Law. My name is Melanie Thorley and today we're going to work out how to calculate your annual leave. If we have any left these days, that is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump onto Google and we're going to put the Fair Work Ombudsman's website in. We're also going to put the words PACT in. PACT is the Ombudsman's calculator. So if we just click that, you'll see it, Pay and Conditions tool. Fortunately, we have a leave calculator. You can just see that on the left-hand side. I'm just going to click that. And there's a whole pile of information here about pandemic leave. What we're going to do is we're going to cut through that because this is not about the COVID-19. This is not about the worldwide pandemic. This is about you and your employment moving forward. Okay, so we're going to be, I'm an employee looking for entitlements. We're just going to enter today's date and sneakily you can see what date I did this. And we're going to press next. And now we're at, do you want to calculate leave based on your award? This is probably going to not be too much of an issue for you. Some awards, very few awards, give you more leave than the usual everyday clerks award, retail sales award, so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, no, calculate my award based on the National Employment Standards. That's that standard 4 weeks a year, accumulated over time, calculation. So we're just going to go calculate it based on the minimum, based on the National Employment Standards. So we're just going to press next. So we're going to calculate annual leave, and it's going to ask you to answer a pile of questions at this point. I'm going to assume that you're an adult, not an apprentice, that you are working full-time, and that work is Monday to Friday. Yep, so I'm just going to click through some of these questions. Of course, if something applies to you, click the yes or no as it applies. We're going to say no to apprentice. We're going to say no to a trainee. We're also going to say you're a full-time worker. And are you a shift worker? Now, shift workers get more annual leave, so we're going to say no, but if you are a shift worker, you would need to look into that. Okay, so we're going to say I started work on the 21st of February, say 2017. That's when I started. And we're going to have today's date, and you saw that before, so that's 09/10/2020. Okay, so that's the period with which I started work and the period of today. So I'm calculating my annual leave as of today. We could calculate annual leave as of, say, the Christmas period. So I can just take this off and say we want it to be, I have to figure out when Christmas actually is. So Christmas is, let's say the 21st, because that gives you pretty much the whole week. Let's say the 21st of December. So that's future you. Okay, now you're working Monday to Friday and your ordinary hours essentially are 7.6 probably. No, I'm going to say 7.6. That gets you a 38-hour week. You just see me type all this in. There's probably a quicker way to do that. Okay, and then now we've got to answer some really important questions about whether you've taken unpaid leave. Some unpaid leave, you don't accumulate annual leave during that time. For instance, if you take unpaid parental leave, you're not actually accumulating your annual leave during that time. We're just going to go 0 hours. I'm going to keep this simple, but certainly if you have taken some unpaid leave, parental leave, you really need to put that in because that'll change the way the calculation is. Other unpaid leave, this could be, for instance, leave that you took lots and lots of sick leave, you used up all your sick leave and now you're on unpaid leave. That could be a period of leave with which hasn't accumulated annual leave during that time. Again, we're going to assume that you've said no and we're just going to press next. Now, how much paid leave was taken during the period? The period is the period between when I started work, which I think was like the 2nd of February 2017, until when you think you're going to be taking that leave, which we've just put the 21st of December. So we're going to say, oh, I've taken 3 weeks. Yep, I've taken 3 weeks leave during that time, the entire period of my employment. And then it says how much annual leave I've got. And it says here I've got 469 hours and 1 minute. That's a lovely number, but let's see what that looks like in actual days or weeks, shall we? So I'm just going to bring a calculator up. We're going to have 469 hours. I'm going to leave the 1 minute out simply because it's just too hard for me to calculate easily. We're going to divide that by 38 hours a week. So it says here I've got 12 weeks and 12 weeks and 34 hours of annual leave available to me. That's pretty good. Remember, you accumulate 4 weeks per year. I've only taken 3 weeks off. So it's unsurprising that between 2017 and the end of 2020 that I've accumulated this much leave. And if we just say, put here why, it'll say here that the number of work hours during the entire period is 7,600. I've taken 0 paid parental leave. I've taken 0 hours of unpaid leave. I've accrued annual leave at a rate of 13.035. So the total number of hours of leave is 114 hours. So they've just done that massive calculation. So they've done all this, and that equals 469. Happy days. Okay, so the 114 hours is the 3 weeks. So if we just go back to my calculator and just see if I can see that, hopefully this will work out. So we'll go 114 divided by 38 equals 3. Happy days. Okay, so we've accumulated a whole pile of leave. We've used 114 hours and we've got 469 hours left. And that is how you calculate your annual leave. I hope that was super helpful for you. Obviously, there's a lot of different things that you could think about in here. For instance, if you're a trainee, there might be some slightly different calculations. But at this point, you've got a decent amount of leave, and hopefully that will get you along your way. Thank you for watching.